الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري. Universities and research institutions, a first script represents one of the highest forms of scholarly recognition. It is a collective tribute by colleagues, students, associates, and admirers of an individual whose intellectual contributions have significantly advanced knowledge, strengthened institutions, influenced professional practice, and inspire future generations. This first script, Frontiers in Chemical Sciences, Defense and National Security for Sustainable Development, therefore represent Far more than a collection of scholarly chapters, it is a tribute to a lifetime of achievement, a celebration of sustained excellence, and an enduring acknowledgement of a scholar whose influence transcends classroom, laboratories, research centers, and institutional boundaries. As Albert Einstein once observed, the value of a person resides in what he gives and not what he can receive or is capable of receiving. Few statements capture the essence of Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwadiose's career more appropriately. For 39 years of distinguished service to the Nigerian Defense Academy and the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Nwaedozie has exemplified the highest ideal of scholarship, leadership, innovation, and public service. Through his research, he has advanced knowledge in analytical chemistry, environmental chemistry, physical organic chemistry, reaction kinetics, industrial chemistry, energetic materials, and defense-related scientific applications. Through his leadership, he has strengthened institutions. Through his mentorship, he has transformed lives. His academic accomplishments are matched only by his commitment to institutional development. Over the years, he has served with distinction in several strategic capacities within Nigerian Defense Academy, including Dean of Faculty of Science, Director of Center for Military Science and Technology, Head of Department for Chemical, Biological, Nuclear, and Environmental Research, and the Department of Chemistry as Head of Department. In each of these roles, he demonstrated intellectual leadership, administrative excellence, and an unwavering commitment to the pursuit of academic quality, innovation, and institutional growth. Particularly noteworthy is his knowledge to bridge the often perceived divide between scientific inquiry and national necessity. His contributions to defense-related research, indigenous technological development, environmental sustainability, and applied chemical sciences have demonstrated immense value of research when directed towards solving practical society challenges. His career exemplifies how scholarship, when guided by purpose, vision, and patriotism, becomes a powerful instrument for national transformation. As Nigeria's premier military university, the Nigerian Defense Academy occupies a unique position at the intersection of scholarship, leadership development, scientific innovation, and national security. It is therefore fitting that these first scripts emerge from an institution whose mission reflects many of the values of Professor Nwaedozie as championed throughout his illustrious career: discipline, excellence, innovation, service, and commitment to national development. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the true measure of a scholar is not merely the number of publications authored, grants attracted, awards achieved, or position occupied. Rather, it is a reflection of the quality of lives touched, institutions strengthened, ideas generated, and futures shaped. By these measures, Professor Nwaedozie's impact has been profound and enduring. Indeed, one of the greatest legacies of any scholar is not simply what he discovers, but whom he inspires. Professor Nwaedozie's most enduring contribution may well be the generation of scholars, military officers, researchers, professionals, and public servants whose lives and careers has been shaped by his guidance, mentorship, and personal example. Many of his former students now occupy positions of leadership and responsibility across academia, industry, government institutions, research establishment, and the armed forces, as is evident on number of officers, senior officers that are present in this sitting. The influence of leadership of scholarship knows no geographical boundaries. Through its publications, collaborations, conference engagements, and professional networks, Professor J.M. Nwedozie's contributions have extended beyond Nigeria in the wider international scientific community, reinforcing the universal value of research, knowledge exchange, and academic excellence. At a time when Africa seeks sustainable pathway to scientific advancement, technological self-reliance, industrial development, and strategic resilience, the career of Professor Nwaedozie demonstrates the cycle and critical role of indigenous scholarship in addressing local challenges while contributing meaningful to global knowledge and innovation. The volume being presented and launched today is a fitting reflection of the legacy, bringing together scholars and practitioners from diverse disciplines. The first script explores critical issues at the nexus of chemical sciences, defense, national security, technology, environmental sustainability, innovation, governance, and development. It is a multidisciplinary intellectual contribution that not only honors the celebrant, but also advances scholarly discourse in areas of strategic importance to Nigeria, Africa, and the world global academic arena. The quality of this volume reflects the intellectual generosity of scholars who contributed chapters, the diligence of reviewers who safeguard academic standards, and the dedication of editors who transform ideas into a lasting scholarly contribution. It stands as a testament to the collaborative spirit that defines the academic enterprise. On behalf of the local planning committee, I wish to place on record my sincere appreciations to all members of the committees whose dedication, sacrifice, unwavering commitment made both this event and the publication of this first script possible. Their effort exemplified the spirit of teamwork and excellence that this occasion celebrates. I also wish to express our profound appreciations to all contributors, reviewers, members of the editorial committee, the publisher, and the numerous individuals and institutions whose support, encouragement, and commitment have brought this important scholarly undertaking to a fruition. We are particularly grateful to the Commandant of Nigerian Defense Academy for his unwavering support and encouragement, to the academic provost of his leadership and guidance, and to the entire academic branch, particularly the Dean of Faculty of Science, for providing the enabling environment necessary for the successful execution of this project. We also extend our deepest appreciation to our special guest of honor, the chairman of the occasion, the CSN chapter, the Women in Chemistry, the CSN National, distinguished dignitaries, colleagues, former students, friends, and well-wishers for honoring this occasion with their presence. Ladies and gentlemen, Henry Adams once remarked, "A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence ends." This was resonate deeply today. While books may age and buildings may change, the influence of an exceptional teacher and scholar continues to live in the minds, character, achievement, and aspiration of those who has inspired. Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie's career stands as a powerful reminder that scholarship is not merely the pursuit of knowledge, it is the pursuit of impact. It is the commitment to leaving institutions stronger than one found them, advancing society through innovation and empowering others through learning, mentorship, and service. Some scholars leave publications, others leave institution, a rare gem, few leaves enduring legacies. Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie belongs to the distinguished category. Today, therefore, we celebrate not merely a career, but a legacy. Not merely years of service, but years of impact. Not merely scholar, but a builder of mind, institution, and futures. For these reasons and many more, Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie is eminently deserving of this honor and recognition. May this first script stand as a lasting testament to a life distinguished by scholarship, integrity, innovation, mentorship, leadership, and service. May it inspire future generations to pursue excellence, embrace intellectual curiosity, and dedicate their talent to the advancement of humanity. Distinguished guests, once again, I warmly welcome you all to this historic occasion and thank you for joining us in celebrating an extraordinary academic legacy. I wish you a memorable, rewarding, and enjoyable ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Liu, for that extensive attestation of exceptional contributions of Professor J.M. Nwaedozie. We will all agree by listening to that Professor J.M. Nwaedozie could graduate from the position of a grandfather to that of an ancestor of Nigerian Defense Academy. Speaking of ancestors, we know that in our traditional cultural practices, religious and social performers draw strength from their ancestors. And before I call on the Academy Provost to make his remark, I'll recognize two of our distinguished ancestors who are in our midst, in the person of Major General I.M. Yusuf, retired. And our own dear Professor Issa Garba, who handed over the mantle of provostship to the current Academy Provost. May I now invite the Academy Provost, as earlier recognized as the first indigenous Academy Provost of Nigerian Defense Academy, Professor B.J. Ajibwa, to give his remark. My Provost, sir.
The special guest of honor, Honorable Minister of Defense, C.G. Musa, you are welcome, sir. The Commandant, Nigerian Defense Academy, Major General O.T. Olatoye, distinguished guests, eminent scholars, senior military officers, members of academic community, ladies and gentlemen. It is with profound honor and deep sense of privilege that I welcome you to this memorable and historical occasion, marking the public presentation of a scholarly volume in honor of one of the Nigerian Defense Academy most distinguished academic, Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie. Today's gathering is far more than a book launch. It is celebration of a life devoted to scholarship, intellectual excellence, innovation, and selfless service. It is also an affirmation of the enduring ideas upon which great universities are founded. The unyielding pursuit of knowledge, rigorous scientific inquiry, academic freedom, mentorship, institutional loyalty, and service to humanity. They are values that have identified and defined the Nigerian Defense Academy since its establishment. And Professor Nwaedozie has exemplified throughout its distinguished academic career. As an institution whose mandate uniquely combines military professionalism with academic excellence, the Nigerian Academy places immense value on scholars who embody intellectual distinction, integrity, patriotism, and dedication of service. Professor Nwaedozie has exemplified these noble virtues throughout his career, whether as a teacher, researcher, head of department, dean, director of various forms of strategic research centers, or distinguished member of the Academic Senate. He has consistently provided exemplary leadership that has strengthened our academic program, expanded our research culture, and enhanced the reputation of this great institution. On behalf of the academic branch of the Nigerian Defense Academy, I extend my warm congratulations to Professor Nwaedozie on this well-deserved recognition, and may your light continue to guide scholarship and nation building. I also commend the editors, contributors, members of the organizing committee whose dedication, professionalism, commitment have made this important publication possible. Their collective effort have produced a fitting and lasting tribute to scholars whose contribution will continue to inspire future generations. Ladies and gentlemen, today's ceremony reminds us that while honor may be conferred on individuals, they are ultimately celebrate the timeless value of hard work, integrity, intellectual curiosity, perseverance, and service. These are values that Professor Nwaedozie has embodied with uncommon distinction, and for which Nigeria Defense Academy remains immensely proud. Once again, I warmly welcome you all to this memorable occasion, and I thank you for joining us in celebrating one of the academy's most distinguished scholars and intellectual ambassadors. I wish you a successful book launch, a rewarding ceremony, and a pleasant stay at the Nigerian Defense Academy. Thank you, and God bless the Nigerian Defense Academy, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you so much, the Academy Provost. After listening to the retinue of achievements of the chief celebrant by the chairman of the local organizing committee, it will appear that there will be nothing more to hear about him. But there's still a lot to hear about him. And that's why I am going to invite Professor George Moses to give us a citation of Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie, an abridged one, not the extensive one. Professor Moses, sir.
This is an abridged citation of Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie. It is with profound honor and immense pleasure that we celebrate the life, achievement, and enduring legacy of Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie, an eminent scholar, accomplished scientist, distinguished educator, administrator, mentor, and a nation builder whose illustrious career spanning nearly 4 decades has made an indelible impact on the Nigerian Defense Academy, the scientific community, and the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Born on 29 July 1953 in Anambra State, Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie exemplifies the ideas of scholarship, discipline, patriotism, and selfless service. From an early age, he demonstrated exceptional intellectual ability, remarkable curiosity, and unwavering commitment to academic excellence. These attributes shaped a lifelong pursuit of knowledge that has culminated in an outstanding career marked by distinction in teaching, research, professional practice, and institutional leadership. Professor Nwaedozie received his primary education at St. Paul's Primary School, Oboji, before proceeding to St. Peter's Secondary School, Achina, where he completed his secondary education with distinction, driven by an insatiable passion for scientific inquiry. He gained admission into the University of Lagos, where he obtained the Bachelor of Science honors degree in chemistry with second-class upper division in 1978. His academic brilliance inspired him to continue his postgraduate studies at the same institution, culminating in the award of the Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry in 1985. His educational background laid a firm foundation for what has become one of the most distinguished careers in analytical and applied chemistry in Nigeria. Professor Nwaedozie commenced his academic career at the Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, on July 1st, 1987, as a lecturer one. Through exceptional dedication, scholarly productivity, and exemplary service, he steadily rose through the academic ranks to become Professor of Analytical and Applied Chemistry in 2008. His remarkable 39 years of meritorious service to the Academy stands as a testament to his unwavering commitment to excellence, professionalism, and national development. Throughout his career, Professor Nwaedozie distinguished himself as an exceptional teacher whose classroom combined intellectual rigor with practical relevance. He possessed the rare ability to simplify complex scientific concepts while stimulating critical thinking and innovation among his students. His lecturers inspired generation of cadets and civilian students to pursue scientific excellence with discipline, integrity, and patriotism. His influence extends far beyond the classroom, having supervised over 200 undergraduate cadets, more than 40 postgraduate students, numerous master's dissertations, and several doctoral theses. Many of his former students have become accomplished academics, researchers, senior military officers, engineers, scientists, and administrators, making significant contribution both within Nigeria and internationally. A defining feature of Professor Nwaedozie's career has been his unwavering commitment to scientific research and innovation. As a prolific scholar, he has authored and co-authored an extensive body of scholarly works comprising journal articles, conference papers, monograph, technical reports, and scientific publications spanning over 4 decades. His research interests cover analytical chemistry, physical organic chemistry, environmental chemistry, material science, energetic materials, explosive chemistry, corrosion science, environmental pollution assessment, waste management, renewable material, nanocomposite, military science applications, and chemical safety. His pioneering investigation into heavy metal pollution, environmental remediation, energetic material, corrosion inhibition, military-grade composite materials, flame retardant technologies, and sustainable and industrial processes have contributed significantly to scientific knowledge while addressing practical national challenges. His scholarship continues to shape contemporary research in chemistry and defense-related technologies. Beyond his impressive research output, Professor Nwaedozie has rendered distinguished service to academic administration and institutional development. He served with exceptional distinction as Dean of the Faculty of Science of the Nigerian Defense Academy from 2018 to 2022, providing visionary leadership that strengthened academic programs, research capacity, staff development, and quality assurance. Earlier, he served as head of the Center for Chemical, Biological, Nuclear, and Environmental Research, director of the Center for Military Science and Technology, and head of the Department of Chemistry on multiple occasions. He also served as Dean of the Faculty of Natural and Applied Sciences, Nasarawa State University, KEFI, further demonstrating his versatility and exceptional administrative competence. In every leadership position entrusted to him, he exhibited uncommon wisdom, transparency, fairness, and unwavering commitment to institutional excellence. Professor Nwaedozie's contributions extend well beyond the walls of the academy. He has rendered distinguished professional service through active participation in numerous scientific and regulatory bodies. He's a fellow of the Chemical Society of Nigeria, fellow of the Institute of Chartered Chemists of Nigeria, and fellow of the Institute of Public Analysts of Nigeria. Okay, it's all right. Professor Nwaedozie's contribution to the military education system deserves special recognition. As a member of the academic team responsible for education and training of cadets from the 36 regular course through the 77 regular course, he contributed directly to the intellectual development of generations of officers of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Many of these former cadets today occupy strategic command policy and leadership positions, including distinguished general, senior officers, and defense administrators. His enduring legacy therefore extends beyond science into the strengthening of Nigeria's military leadership and national security architecture. Remarkably, despite his extraordinary accomplishment, Professor Nwaedozie has remained a model of humility, accessibility, and compassion. He is widely admired for his willingness to mentor younger academics, support colleagues, encourage professional growth, and promote harmonious working relationships. His calm disposition, integrity, generosity of spirit, and commitment to fairness have earned him his immense respect across generations of students, colleagues, and professional associates. Beyond his professional achievement, Professor Nwaedozie is a devoted husband, loving father, and a committed family man. He is happily married to Dr. Mrs. Georgina Chinwe Nwaedozie, an educational quality assurance consultant. Their marriage has been richly blessed with 5 accomplished children whose professional achievement reflect the values of discipline, excellence, and service that define the family. They include Dr. Ifeoma Sophia, Osuwa, a fellow of the West African College of Physicians, Squadron Leader Ifeanyi Jude Nwaedozie, a Nigerian Air Force pilot, Engineer Uchenna Emmanuel Nwaedozie, Mrs. Chidinma Marianne Okeke, a sales operation manager of a multinational company, and Flight Lieutenant Patrick Uzo Nwaedozie, a Nigerian Air Force regiment officer. Together, they exemplify a family dedicated to service, professionalism, and national development. The story of Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie is one of uncommon vision, relentless industry, intellectual distinction, exemplary leadership, and unwavering patriotism. His life demonstrates how scholarship, character, and service can be harmoniously integrated to produce enduring impact. Through nearly 4 decades of dedicated service, he has built institutions, advanced scientific knowledge, mentored future leaders, strengthened professional bodies, and contributed immensely to Nigeria's educational, scientific, and defense sector. Today, as we celebrate this extraordinary scholar and gentleman, we honor not merely a professor of chemistry, but a visionary educator, an accomplished researcher, a distinguished administrator, a respected mentor, an exemplary family man, and a true patriot whose legacy will continue to inspire generations of scholars, scientists, military officers, and national leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride and profound respect that we present to you Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie, an outstanding scholar, distinguished scientist, accomplished administrator, exceptional mentor, and one of Nigeria's finest ambassador of academic excellence. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor George Moses. Special guest of honor, sir. May you permit me to ask everyone in this hall to rise while the celebrant sits as we give standing ovation to this professor of chemistry, to this outstanding scholar, to this distinguished scientist, to this accomplished administrator, to this exceptional mentor and one of Nigeria's finest ambassador of academic excellence. We are very grateful, sir, for your service and sacrifices. May we all be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, may I humbly invite my commandant, the commandant of Nigerian Defense Academy, Major General Oti Olatoye, to give his remark. Commandant, sir.
The special guest of honor, sir, General Christopher Gwabin Musa, retired, Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic, and the Honorable Minister of Defense. The chairman of this occasion, the immediate past commandant, Nigerian Defense Academy, Major General A.K. Ibrahim, retired, Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic. Representatives of the service chiefs, other past commandants of the Nigerian Defense Academy here present, the celebrant, Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie, distinguished, special, and invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor to welcome the Honorable Minister of Defense, who is the special guest of honor at this event, our distinguished guests, eminent academics, members of diplomatic community, senior military officers, traditional rulers, captains of industry, colleagues, students, family members, and friends who have assembled here to honor a man whose life has been devoted to the advancement of knowledge. Your presence reflects the high esteem in which Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie is held, and equally underscores the importance of celebrating individuals whose contributions continue to shape institutions, professions, and society. Today, we pay tribute to a scholar whose career exemplifies the noble ideals of scholarship, innovation, integrity, and national service. Professor Nwaedozie has distinguished himself as an accomplished professor of chemistry, an innovative researcher, an administrator of remarkable vision. For more than 3 decades, our amiable professor served this academy with unwavering commitment, contributing immensely to teaching, research, academic leadership, and institutional development. His contributions have extended far beyond the classroom and laboratory, influencing national scientific capacity, environmental management, defense technology, and sustainable development. The volume being presented today fittingly celebrates the frontiers of chemical sciences, defense, national security, and sustainable development areas that have defined Professor Nwaedozie's scholarly career. His research has consistently demonstrated that scientific knowledge is not merely an academic pursuit, but a strategic national asset. In an era where nations increasingly rely on science and technology to strengthen security, improve healthcare, protect the environment, enhance industrial productivity, and drive economic transformation, Professor's work reminds us that scientific innovation remains indispensable to national resilience and sustainable progress. The Academy takes particular pride in Professor Nwaedozie's efforts in integrating chemistry with military science and national security. His research on energetic materials, environmental chemistry, forensic applications, industrial pollution control, and defense-related technologies has contributed significantly to strengthening indigenous research capacity within our institution. Notably, innovations developed under his leadership, including the smoke grenade employed in cadets obstacle training and the armor head sealant gum adopted by the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, stand as enduring evidence that Nigerian scholarship can produce practical solutions to national defense challenges. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today's celebration equally reminds us that universities flourish because of scholars who devote their lives to the relentless pursuit of truth. Institutions achieve greatness when intellectual curiosity is matched by discipline, humility, and service. Professor Nwaedozie embodies these values. His distinguished career demonstrates that scholarship acquires its highest value when it addresses societal challenges, strengthens national institutions, and contributes meaningfully to humanity. As we celebrate him today, we also reaffirm the Nigerian Defense Academy's unwavering commitment to promoting excellence in research, innovation, interdisciplinary collaboration, and the advancement of knowledge in service of national development. As we celebrate this distinguished scholar of the Academy, may his accomplishments continue to inspire all members of our academic community to pursue excellence without compromise, embrace innovation with courage, and dedicate their talents to the service of our dear nation. I congratulate Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie on this well-deserved recognition and commend the editors, contributors, and organizers for producing a volume that will undoubtedly enrich academic discourse for many years to come. Once again, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to this event. I wish us a memorable ceremony, fruitful intellectual engagement, and a joyful celebration of a truly outstanding scholar whose legacy will continue to illuminate the paths of learning, innovation, and national service. Thank you all, and God bless you.
Thank you, Commandant, sir, for that enlightening remark. We also know that it takes a child who washed his hand very clean to eat with elders. And on that note, I reaffirm the position of Professor Nwaedozie as an ancestor of Nigeria Defense Academy, because he is really communing with a lot of ancestors today. It's amazing for a retiring academic staff to attract the attendance of so many past commandants in his honor. And not just attending, but we have also the 33rd Commandant of Nigerian Defense Academy serving as chairman of this celebration. So at this point, I would invite Major General A.K. Ibrahim, the chairman of this occasion, and the past 33rd Commandant of Nigerian Defense Academy, to give his remark. He is indeed one of the distinguished ancestors of Nigerian Defense Academy.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, this one is too long. The special guest of honor for today's occasion, our leader, the Honorable Minister of Defense, General C.G. Musa, Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic, the representatives of the service chiefs, our chief host, the Commandant of NDA, Major General Oti Olatoye. I call him my successor. The celebrant for today's occasion, distinguished Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie, other senior officers here present, both military and civilian, all other distinguished invited guests. And I have to mention somebody. They call him ancestor, but I know he was our cadet adjutant those days. Former commandant of the NDA, Major General I.M. Yusuf, retired.
Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic. I'm honored to be the chairman of this occasion. We all know Professor Nwaedozie. As a matter of fact, I can tell you that the minister has been away for a number of days. And I reminded him, sir, there is an important occasion in Kaduna, and you are the special guest of honor. He left just a few hours to come and attend this occasion and then to go back. I'm just trying to bring out the high esteem that we hold Professor Nwaedozie. Somebody said he came to NDA in 1987. I think there is something missing. He was here maybe a year or two before that. So I think we need to look at that. Again, I want to appreciate the commandant and all his staff, civilian and military, for all you have been doing. This is the first time I'm coming to NDA since I had my pulling out parade. And I appreciate everything. I have gotten calls and all manner of messages. So I appreciate and I thank you. I was told a few weeks back that our auditorium in Ribadu got burnt, and I called the commandant, to commiserate with him. And he told me that, sir, I'm not even in town, but that's what I heard, but we are going to do something about it. Lo and behold, today, I was discussing with some senior officers, and they said that place is almost fixed too. That is commendable. It shows capacity, it shows resilience, it shows proactiveness. These are some of the qualities we want our officers, civilian and military, to impart in our cadets. So I want to appreciate you, the commandant, and every other person. Lastly, again, before I read my speech, I'm the chairman, so you have to indulge me a little. Professor Nwaedozie has served Nigeria and the Nigerian Defense Academy for about 4 decades. Today, he is launching his book. I want you to touch your pockets, your savings, and support this good man. He's a good man above any other thing. Yes, he's a seasoned academic, a husband, a father, a mentor, but he's a good man. So I want you to touch your savings a little. Don't just eat our food and drinks and then clap and leave. So when it is time to lunch, yes, I will lunch. I'm an old man and a retired officer, so I may not have much. So whatever I lunch, you can go higher than me. Thank you. It is with great pleasure and a deep sense of honor that I welcome you all to this memorable occasion, marking the public presentation of a book and the celebration of the distinguished academic career of Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie. I consider it a rare privilege to serve as chairman of this important event, which recognizes a scholar whose remarkable contributions to science, education, and national development have earned him the admiration of colleagues, students, and the wider academic community. This occasion is a celebration of a lifetime of a man who devoted his life to intellectual excellence, scientific inquiry, mentorship, and selfless service. It is also an affirmation of the enduring value of scholarship in advancing the progress of nations. Great universities are built upon the achievements of men and women who dedicate themselves to the pursuit of knowledge, and Professor Nwaedozie stands proudly among that distinguished company. Throughout history, societies that have attained enduring prosperity and strategic relevance have done so by investing in education, research, and innovation. Scientific discovery continues to shape the future of nations by driving economic growth, strengthening national security, improving public health, and promoting sustainable development. It is therefore fitting that we gather today to honor a scholar whose work has consistently demonstrated the transformative power of scientific research in addressing contemporary national challenges. Professor Nwaedozie has enjoyed an exceptional academic career distinguished by scholarship of the highest quality, visionary leadership, and unwavering commitment to excellence. His contributions to analytical chemistry, environmental chemistry, forensic science, energetic materials, and defense-related research have not only advanced scientific knowledge, but have also strengthened indigenous capacity in areas of strategic importance to Nigeria. His work serves as a reminder that the true purpose of scholarship is to generate knowledge that improves society and contributes meaningfully to national development. Beyond his outstanding research accomplishments, Professor Nwaedozie has distinguished himself as an exceptional teacher, a mentor, a husband, and a father. The measure of an academic success is not only reflected in publications and professional honors, but also in the number of lives transformed through teaching, guidance, and inspiration. Many of his former students have become accomplished academics, scientists, administrators, and professionals who continue to make valuable contributions within Nigeria and beyond. Through them, his influence will continue to endure for generations to come. The commemorative volume being presented today is a fitting tribute to this remarkable legacy. It reflects the respect, admiration, and gratitude of colleagues, students, and friends who have witnessed firsthand Professor Nwaedozie's immense contributions to scholarship and national development. More importantly, it enriches contemporary discourse on the relationship between chemical sciences, defense, national security, and sustainable development, fields that have become increasingly interconnected in today's rapidly changing world. I commend the editors and contributors for producing a work of enduring scholarly value. Their efforts have not only honored an outstanding academic, but have also contributed to expanding knowledge in areas that are critical to Nigeria's future. I equally congratulate the Nigerian Defense Academy for sustaining its tradition of recognizing academic excellence and celebrating scholars whose works continue to enhance the reputation of this great institution. To Professor Nwaedozie, I offer my warmest congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. Your career exemplifies dedication, integrity, intellectual curiosity, and patriotic service. You have brought honor to your profession, your colleagues, your family, and your friends. And I'm one of those friends, and the Nigerian Defense Academy. Your life demonstrates that excellence is achieved not through momentary success, but through sustained commitment to learning, discipline, and service. As chairman of this occasion, it is my sincere hope that today's celebration will inspire younger academics and researchers to pursue excellence with determination, embrace innovation with confidence, and commit themselves to producing knowledge that addresses the developmental and security needs of our great country. The future of Nigeria depends not only upon the quality of our institutions, but also upon the quality of the ideas generated within them. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for honoring Professor Jonathan Nwaedozie with your presence today. Your participation adds dignity to this celebration and demonstrates our collective appreciation for scholarship as a cornerstone of national progress. It is therefore my singular honor to formally declare this book launch and celebration of the distinguished academic career of Professor Jonathan Nwaedozie open. I wish us all a successful, rewarding, and memorable ceremony. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, sir. It's a common knowledge that when academics, especially professors, go into entrepreneurship, sometimes they use too much English to discourage buyers. So thank you, Mr. Chairman, for bringing us back from those long English. Now we are going into the real event for today's occasion, which is launching of this first shrift in honor of Professor J.M. Nwaedozie. To start off that part of event, I will invite one other professor. Please, don't make the English long again. Short and direct. We need money to cover the cost of this and to celebrate this good man, like the chairman said. Please, in short but direct statement, I am inviting Professor David Move from ABU Zaria to give us a review of the first shrift in honor of Professor J.M. Nwaedozie. Prof, sir.
The chairman, the special guest of honor, the celebrants, other distinguished members of the high team, please, I crave your indulgence to stand on already established protocol. Before I begin, quickly, may I just please appreciate the Academy and members of the LOC for affording me this privilege to join in the celebration of a distinguished academic and also in reviewing a book in his honor. I do not take it lightly. Secondly, again, sir, may I also confess that as a professor from social sciences, when I went through the table of contents of this book, I wasn't sure if I was the best person to review it, but I still went ahead to review the book. And I can tell you categorically, sir, that I'm not surprised that NDA is producing such a volume. Increasingly, there's a tendency among academics to operate in silos, and issues on defense, national security, and sustainable development are obviously very complex issues that cannot be monopolized by any single academic tradition. This is why I think this work is a very significant work. So it's a privilege for me and to stand before you to review this book. So very quickly, sir, Frontiers in Chemical Sciences, Defense and National Security for Sustainable Development is an intellectually innovative and timely fresh script that celebrates the distinguished academic career and enduring legacy of Professor Jonathan Nwaedozie. The book makes a substantial contribution to scholarship at the intersection of science, technology, defense, national security, and sustainable development. Rather than serving merely as a commemorative publication, the volume succeeds as a rigorous multidisciplinary work that advances contemporary debates on how scientific innovation can address complex security and development challenges in Nigeria, Africa, and the wider international community. One of the book's greatest strengths is its recognition that national security in the 21st century extends well beyond conventional military concerns. The contributors convincingly demonstrate that contemporary security is increasingly shaped by technological innovation, environmental sustainability, public health, energy security, industrial development, cyber resilience, and scientific research. By bringing together experts from chemical sciences, engineering, defense studies, environmental science, public health, and international relations, the editors present a compelling argument for an integrated and interdisciplinary approach to addressing today's interconnected security challenges. The volume is thoughtfully organized into thematic sections that guide readers from conceptual foundations to emerging technologies, defense and national strategy, environmental sustainability, public health, Africa's strategic future, and so on. The opening chapters establish a strong intellectual framework by examining the evolving relationship between chemical sciences, defense, and sustainable development, while also providing a well-deserved tribute to Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie's remarkable contributions to teaching, research, institutional leadership, and mentorship. Importantly, the biographical chapter extends beyond personal recognition by demonstrating how his scholarship has significantly influenced scientific education, analytical and environmental chemistry, defense-related research, and indigenous technological development in Nigeria. A particularly impressive feature of the work is its treatment of emerging technologies. The chapter on biotechnology, nanotechnology, artificial intelligence, computational chemistry, renewable energy systems, molecular surveillance, and advanced materials illustrate how scientific innovation is reshaping both opportunities and vulnerabilities within contemporary security environments. Rather than treating these technologies as purely scientific developments, the contributors carefully examine their strategic implications for national resilience, defense planning, critical infrastructure protection, and sustainable economic development. These discussions are especially relevant as governments increasingly confront the opportunities and risks associated with the fourth industrial revolution. The section devoted to defense, cybersecurity, information systems, space technology, and defense industrialization represent another major strength of the book. The contributors recognize that modern security threats increasingly extend beyond traditional battlefields into cyberspace, outer space, critical infrastructure, and technological competition. Their emphasis on technological sovereignty, indigenous innovation, and domestic manufacturing capabilities provide valuable insights for countries such as Nigeria seeking to reduce dependence on foreign discussions on cybersecurity and critical infrastructure protection are particularly timely given the growing frequency of cyber attacks against both public and private institutions. Equally noteworthy is the volume's strong emphasis on environmental sustainability and public health as essential dimensions of national security. The chapters on green chemistry, renewable energy, circular economics, aquatic pollution, pandemic preparedness, chemical security, and zoonotic diseases reinforce the increasingly accepted view that environmental degradation and public health crisis constitute major security challenges. The COVID-19 pandemic demonstrate the profound implications of biological threats for national stability, and this volume appropriately situates health security within broader discussions of sustainable development and human security. Methodologically, the volume benefits from considerable diversity. Contributors employ conceptual analysis, policy reviews, scientific experimentation, computational modeling, and interdisciplinary synthesis, reflecting the complex nature of the issues under investigation. Although the chapters vary in analytical approach, they collectively reinforce the central proposition that sustainable development requires closer integration between scientific research, technological innovation, governance, and security policy. The first scripts also succeed admirably in fulfilling its commemorative purpose. Rather than relying solely on tributes to Professor Nwaedozie, the editors have assembled a collection of chapters that reflect the values he has consistently championed throughout his career, such as scientific excellence, innovation, institutional development, mentorship, and national service. The result is a volume that not only honors his legacy, but also extends it by inspiring new directions in interdisciplinary research. From a policy perspective, the book offers practical value for governments, defense, institutions, research organizations, universities, and industry. Its discussion on defense industrialization, renewable energy, cybersecurity, public health, preparedness, technological sovereignty, and environmental sustainability provide evidence-based insights that can inform policy formulation and strategic planning. Similarly, the volume will serve as an important resource for postgraduate students and researchers in chemistry, defense studies, strategic studies, public policy, engineering, environmental science, and international relations. Like most edited collections, however, the volume is not without minor limitations. The breadth of topics covered inevitably produces some variation in analytical depth, and greater cross-referencing among chapters could have strengthened thematic integration. A concluding chapter synthesizing the principal theoretical, policy, and research implication will also have enhanced the overall coherence of the collection. These observations, however, do not diminish in any way the scholarly significance of the work. Overall, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Frontiers in Chemical Sciences, Defense and National Security for Sustainable Development represents a significant contribution to contemporary interdisciplinary scholarship. It demonstrates convincingly that the future of national security depends not only on military capability, but equally on scientific capacity, technological innovation, environmental stewardship, public health resilience, and strong national institutions. By bringing together diverse disciplinary perspectives with a coherent intellectual framework, the volume enriches ongoing debates on science, security, and sustainable development while providing an enduring tribute to the legacy of Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie. Indeed, the book stands as both a fitting celebration of an outstanding scholar and an important reference work that advances understanding of the increasingly complex relationship between chemical sciences, national security, technological innovation, and sustainable development. As a form of recommendation, Frontiers in Chemical Sciences, Defense and National Security for Sustainable Development is highly recommended for academic libraries, defense and security institutions, research centers, policymakers, and postgraduate programs. It is a timely and authoritative contribution that demonstrates how interdisciplinary scholarship can advance scientific innovation, strengthen national security, and promote sustainable development while also honoring the remarkable legacy of Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie. On this note, congratulations, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Move. I guess that time he took speaking the English is making us calculate the number of thousands of zeros that we are going to add to what we give. At this point, we would like to appreciate contributing authors and members of the editorial board that brought this work to life. May we have all members of the editorial board or contributing authors in attendance to please stand up while we appreciate your efforts. Please stand up for recognition and appreciation if you served in the editorial board or you contributed a chapter to this first shrift. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's because you worked so hard that we are celebrating today. You may now sit down. Thank you very much. At this point, I would like to invite the special guest of honor, the chairman, and all the other dignitaries on the high table to step out to unveil the first shrift. The copies of the first shrift have been arranged here, and after unveiling it, the special guest of honor would please read out the dedication on the text. The special guest of honor, sir. May the commandant please lead the special guest of honor to the first shrift stand. The long one. Special guest of honor, sir. We await for you to pull this, to release. Okay. The dedication page.
Is that dedication? This acknowledgement. Dedication should be ahead. This contribution. This forward.
No, it should be on the first page.
Okay, dedication.
Guest of honor.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think everybody has a copy. All right. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege of reading the dedication. This book is dedicated to the Honorable Minister of Defense, General Christopher Gwabi Musa, the Chief of the Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oloyede, and all officer cadets from the 36th regular course to the 77th regular course with whom we interacted at the academy, who have dedicated their lives to the service and defense of our country, especially those who paid the supreme price. May their efforts never be in vain. Amen. Thank you very much. Congratulations, sir.
May we now start the launching with the special guest of honor while I invite all former commandants and academy provosts to join the VIPs. Photograph? All former commandants and academy provosts join the VIPs. We have the former deputy commandant, former commandants, former academy. Sorry, sir. We'll repeat the photograph, please, with the copies. Can we get copies for the new entrants? Three more copies, please. Three more copies for former Deputy Commandant AVM Okoye, former Commandant Major General I.M. Yusuf, and our former Provost, Professor Issa Garba. You have the microphone, sir.
Okay, you know, I'm a government official. I don't think we're allowed to start announcing amounts, but it's going to be something very good that I can assure you.
Thank you very much, sir. Something very handsome. We pass on to the chairman of the occasion. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm going to launch this, very big publication for the Prof, who I told you is my friend apart from any other thing, with a lot of money, but I will make it known to him personally, but it's a lot of money.
Thank you very much, sir. We understand very well. Okay, we can start with you, sir.
Am I supposed to?
Sir, you are now free from all controls of the military control.
No, you know we follow the Minister of Defense, undisclosed.
Okay.
The chairman also said undisclosed.
Something handsome but undisclosed.
However, I want to congratulate Professor Nwaedozie for all his sacrifices. The chairman said he's a good man, and it means a lot. He has been supportive to the academy right from the time he joined the institution, along with all the other lecturers. And to the best of my knowledge, I have never heard of any cadet or officer that spoke in unhealthy terms about Professor Nwaedozie. And that is why we are all here to support him. So congratulations. I will be buying one copy for an amount that I will tell you personally. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for the support. We will listen to the representative of the chiefs of air staff, chief of army staff, chief of air staff.
On behalf of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shuaibu, Nigerian Army Medal, I have support for the professor, but I'm not going to mention it. I will give him hand to hand when he'll find out when you open it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
And myself, my own too will be part of that package. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
The special guest of honor, sir, senior officers. At least I'm happy and lucky to have 36 years out of the celebrant's 39 years in NDA. At least I'm lucky to have engaged with him for the past 36 years and still going. So in that capacity, as in my own personal capacity, I'm going to support him, and then he will get the message from the Chief of Air Staff. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. We'll listen to our ancestor, right? Our former Deputy Commandant, AVM Okoye, sir.
Okay, I think it's a great pleasure for me to be in the midst of these wonderful people here who came all to support my dear brother too, and Professor Jonathan Maduka. It has been a long time we've known him. It has been quite a time, although she was referring to us as ancestors. I don't know what age ancestors start from.
All those that give us strength to move our ancestors.
However, the Minister of Defense said handsome support. Maybe I will deviate from him small. I will say I will give a beautiful support. Definitely he will hear from me, and we will have been talking anyway.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
The guest of honor, sir, the celebrants, and the ladies and gentlemen, I stand on the existing protocol. My name is Comrade Momo Al-Hassan. I'm here on behalf of the former commandant of the Nigeria Defense Academy, Major General M.T. Ibrahim, retired, Gerkwa Gomel. Professor, sir, I think we will send you a beautiful envelope as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I think the rest of the members here are members of the academic community who are still working with Professor Nwaedozie, except our immediate past academic provost.
The special guest of honor, sir, the chairman of the occasion, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Professor Nwaedozie is our own, so I will support him with undisclosed amount because I have to be loyal to my superior. Congratulations, and I wish us all the best in our future endeavors.
Thank you, sir. At this point, I would plead that you go back to your seats while we invite other members of the guests to make their lunch. Thank you, sir. You know, when the culture of undisclosed amount started, was actually the fear of EFCC and ICPC. So when we hear undisclosed, it means it's a huge amount that we don't want anybody to hear about. So please, we want more of such undisclosed, beautiful and handsome amounts. And at this point, we have we have scripts going around, some slips with details for launching of the book. You can pledge, you can pay. If you pay, you let us know if you have paid and how you've paid and if it is pledged. But ushers will go around with this and all are encouraged to please, there you can disclose because we are not announcing it. As the slips are going around for the launching, members of the audience can come up here to make your pronouncements if you deem it fit. Anyone that wants to come up here to make pronouncements of your lunch, you are very welcome to do so. Thank you, sir. Please, let's know who you are.
Okay. I'm Dr. Abdullahi Mekudenuhu, the Deputy Vice President, Northwest of Chemical Society of Nigeria. I'm standing in for the National President, Professor Rufus Shatu, who will have been here personally, but he has asked me to represent him. And at the same time, to extend his presentation to our esteemed mentor, Professor Joe Nwaedozie, who has helped in building up the Kaduna chapter of Chemical Society of Nigeria. We hold him with high esteem at any time. On that note, the national president has asked me to launch 2 copies of the book at the cost of 50,000 naira. We don't hide because chemists were open. That is why we love our brother. So 2 copies, and I'm going to pay now.
A round of applause. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Chemists are open. We want more chemists to come to the floor. If you just want to buy the copy, the actual price of the text is 25,000 naira. But for being here on the day of launch, you are getting a discounted price of 20,000 naira in appreciation of your being here to honor the celebrant. So you could buy the real price or buy the discounted price if you just want to buy the text. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, members of the head table, distinguished invitees. I am a member of Chemical Society of Nigeria, a fellow like the Prof, and I'm supporting this publication with 50,000 naira.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge the high table. My name is Ibrahim Abdul Kadir. I am one of those that have benefited from the intense work that Prof has done on environmental sciences. And I'm here today as a long-term friend to him. I would like to launch the book for the sum of 200,000 naira.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Can we have the book displayed on the screen? And we also have a website dedicated to this event and with the book.
In continuation of our tribute to our energetic Professor Nwaedozie, on behalf of the Faculty of Science, detailed for 3 booklets at 100,000.
Very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Air Commander B.R. Amuda. On behalf of my principal, the Air Officer Commanding Air Training Command, Air Force Master E.P. Efanga, who I'm standing in for. I'll pick the 2 copies of the book at the amount to be disclosed to the professor, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. All protocols observed. Standing before you is Mrs. Chidebere Atuchukwu. The celebrant is our daddy, our big daddy, our mommy too. It's my honor to be here. You already know who sent me. I am on behalf of my husband, Chief Nnoda Atuchukwu, all the way from Kano. We are here to honor you, sir, with these little tokens.
Thank you, ma'am.
I will have the 2 copies.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Please, 2 copies for her. They'll bring it. Where are yes, 2 copies, please, for her. The pledge and purchase slips are going round. Can we have the account number of the celebrant displayed for people, for members of the audience that would like to send their monies to the account? Pledges and purchases. Any slips coming back? Okay. Any more? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon. Special guest of honor. My name is Dr. K. Ado, HOD Chemistry. I am picking these 5 books at the rate of 200,000 naira. On behalf of myself and my staff.
Department of Chemistry. Yes. That's a great support for the professor.
The celebrant, Professor Nwaedozie, the Dean Faculty of Arts and Social Science, Professor J.K. Aremu, asked me to extend his warm regards and congratulations to you, and to pick 2 copies of the book for the sum of 50,000 naira, sir.
Thank you so much, Professor Shakdam Wapmok. A very unique name. More launching, please. I hope we are not disappointing the chairman of occasion. The chairman reminded us, let's not just come and eat and drink and go. Can more of us contribute to the support of this distinguished scholar? Any more launchings? Okay, in the absence of, oh, thank you, sir.
The Honorable Minister, sir, members of the high table, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am Wing Commander Serki, retired. Professor Nwaedozie, thank you for giving me the opportunity to get a book this year. I have a habit of buying book every year. It's my tradition. I buy at least 1 book every year on anything. I just read generally. Before I buy my book, I like to add something that is missing in the professor's resume. People didn't know he also is a professor in draftology. Most of you probably haven't heard that. I am talking about draft, the local draft. The one that has a board like a chess. Now, we were instructors in the NDA in the early 90s. We are eager to close by 2 o'clock to end up in this very mess, just to play draft. As a matter of fact, I started my draft playing in this hall. So when Prof called me, I said, yes, maybe we will come here and renew our rivalry of those days. Look, in those days, we had rivalry in the academy line, I mean, the NDA. Rivalry between the military instructors and these academic instructors.
But I'll tell you, it's a healthy rivalry. The rivalry is about who gets more of the cadets' time. Is it the military training or the academic training? So it was healthy. So when we leave the NDA, when we come here, the thing also shows in the draft we play. Prof, once again, congratulations. So many things have been said about you earlier. You are actually a good man. Once in a while, I will just open my phone, I will see the Prof's message. How are you doing, my brother? He has that habit, he has that quality. So please keep it up. Thank you very much. I'm going to buy 2 books for the sum of 100,000.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
The special guest of honor, sir, the Commandant Nigerian Defense Academy. I'm not standing here as a staff of NDA per se, but to pledge on behalf of Professor Nwaedozie's boys in St. Martin's. He brought us up because my bosses say they are giving undisclosed account. I can't stand here as NDA staff and announce any amount. But what I'm going to say is not as a staff, but as boys, one of the boys of Professor Nwaedozie in St. Martin's. Sorry, sir, the commandant, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Is it okay? So it's a child's donation. That's all right.
Yeah. So
Thank
on
you,
behalf
sir.
of my colleagues there who were groomed by Professor Nwaedozie, I'm pledging the sum of 50,000 naira.
Thank you very much, sir. A round of applause for him, the academy librarian.
The Honorable Minister of Defense, sir, the Commandant, sir, the past commandants and members of the high table. Good afternoon, sir. I'm Dr. Aro Kaudri, the academic librarian. In line with the open science policy and open access, and as the knowledge custodian for the academy, we're going to buy 5 copies at the launch price.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, academy librarian.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mrs. Helen Nwaedozie, and I'm standing here on behalf of my husband, Chief Peter Nwaedozie. He's actually Prof's younger brother,
Oh, okay.
so we are
So
family.
it's family.
And then my husband is launching the book with the sum of 1 million naira. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. That's a good show that when you are own government, you don't fear ICPC or EFCC. So all those of you that you are your own government, please come and disclose your amounts.
The Honorable Minister, sir, and the special guest of honor, and all the high table. My name is Engineer Benjamin from Port Harcourt, and I want to support and get 2 of the book for the sum of 400,000.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Is it 2 of them?
You are together.
You are together.
Chief Monday, Oyabo, Judge.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Ushers? Okay. NDA alumni.
The special guest of honor, sir. My name is Anthony Chrysanthus Essien. I'm here representing the leadership of NDA Postgraduate School alumni, ably led by Associate Professor Ahmed Churuma. He has asked me to extend his heartfelt congratulations to our Prof. And as we all know, PG School was founded 21 years ago, and Prof has taught all the students, and to the glory of God, most of our students are doing well. That is why he sent me to come and support this occasion. So on behalf of the National Working Committee of any postgraduate school alumni, we are launching this book with undisclosed amounts for 2 copies. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Please, any more lunch? Any more launching? Oh, Father Shawia. Thank you, sir.
A special guest of honor and other senior officers. I also want to add something to the citation for the prof, because I didn't hear anybody mention him as a churchman. Aside the intellectual prowess, I first came in contact with Prof at the church. And if you see him in the church, he doesn't show he's a professor, he doesn't show he's an intellectual. Sometimes he even picks the microphone and anchor church programs because of the passion and the zeal that he has for the building of the church. So please, that citation should have him also as a churchman. Then I actually work with a government agency in Kaduna State, which is Bureau for Interfaith. The government of Kaduna State does not have a chaplaincy as such, as it is written in the program, but I work as Deputy Director General for Bureau for Interfaith in Kaduna State. So we deal with interfaith relations. As a matter of fact, this book is also a resource for us to understand how security works, how we are going to approach matters, dialogue with people, and all that. So I'll pick 1 copy, and I'll also follow the tradition that has been laid, that I will not announce the amount here, but I'll take the copy to my Director General, and we are going to reach Professor in no distant time. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you so much, Father. Thank you, sir. We also have a point of sale machine in the hall. If you want to make payment by POS, you can communicate with the book sales stand. And Prof's account details are on display for payment direct to the account. More launchings. Thank you very much, sir. The newest Deputy Dean.
The special guest of honor, sir, and permit me to stand on the already established protocol. I'm Dr. Jesse Agomo, the immediate past head of Department of Physics and the Deputy Dean, Postgraduate School. My department have asked me to purchase 2 copies of the book at the cost of 50,000 naira.
Thank you so much, sir. Which department now? Physics or PG school?
My department, Physics.
What of PG school? Thank you, sir, for representing your department. I was thinking you would be speaking on behalf of the Dean PG School. The Dean PG School, your alumni have done something. Can you do something in support, please? All right. Any more launching? In the absence of launching, we can still have launching while we receive tributes. We have some members of audience, some past students of the professor that want to make their tribute here. We will start. I think we'll start with a member of staff who has worked with Professor Nwaedozie for several years. We will listen first to Barrister F.B. Bakare as he gives an abridged version of his tribute to the celebrant. Senior Deputy Registrar, Nigerian Defense Academy, Barrister, sir.
Thank you. Okay. All right. The special guest of honor, sir, and Honorable Minister of Defense, please permit me to rely on the already established protocol. I have known Professor Nwaedozie for 39 years now as a senior colleague, as a mentor, and an elder brother. As a matter of fact, he met me here. I was here 2 years earlier, so he's also a fellow ancestor. It is both a privilege and a profound honor to pay tribute to an exceptional scholar, accomplished administrator, distinguished mentor, and gentleman of uncommon intellect, Professor Jem Nwaedozie. In every generation, there emerge a few individuals whose lives transcend personal accomplishment to become enduring symbols of excellence, integrity, and service. Professor Nwaedozie undoubtedly belongs to this rare class. His nearly 4 decades of distinguished service to the Nigerian Defense Academy represent not merely the passage of time, but a remarkable journey in intellectual enterprise, visionary and unwavering commitment to institutional development. I had the privilege of encountering Professor Nwaedozie early in my career as an administrator in the academy. From the outset, he impressed me as an energetic, intellectually vibrant, and remarkably innovative scholar. Yet, beyond his impressive academic credentials, what struck me most was his generosity of spirit, willingness to mentor younger colleagues, and steadfast belief that leadership finds its highest expression in enabling others to succeed. Over the years, he became not only a respected senior colleague, but also a role model whose life continues to inspire my own professional journey. Perhaps one of Professor Nwaedozie's most admirable qualities is his profound appreciation of the unique civil military character of the Nigerian Defense Academy. He has always related effortlessly with military personnel, firmly convinced that the Academy's mission can only be accomplished through mutual respect, shared purpose, and collaborative effort between civilian and military components. His active participation in mess activities over many years, including holding important appointments such as Deputy PMC, reflected not mere social engagements, but a deep understanding that institutions flourish when relationships are built on trust, camaraderie, and a shared sense of belonging. As he gracefully concludes this remarkable chapter of active service, we celebrate a life devoted to scholarship, leadership, innovation, mentorship, and service. We thank Almighty God for the gift of Professor Jem Nwaedozie to the Nigerian Defense Academy and to the larger academic community. May the years ahead bring you renewed strength, abundant fulfillment, good health, and the satisfaction of witnessing the continuing harvest of the seeds you have so faithfully sown. Congratulations, Professor Nwaedozie. Be rest assured that your legacy will continue to inspire generations yet unborn. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. May we also listen to a brief tribute by the representative of the President of Chemical Society of Nigeria, Dr. Nuhu Mekudi.
The chairman of the occasion, other distinguished personalities, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. As I mentioned earlier, I stand here to represent the national president of Chemical Society of Nigeria, Professor Rufus Shato, who will have been here personally because of his relationship with the author or our mentor, Professor Joe Nwaedozie. However, he has made a write-up representing all of us. It goes like this. He said, congratulatory message from the Chemical Society of Nigeria, CSN, celebrating a distinguished chemist, scholar, and a patriot. The President, National Executive Committee, National Council, and the entire membership of the Chemical Society of Nigeria, CSN, heartily congratulate you, Professor Jonathan Maduka Nwaedozie, on the auspicious occasion of the launch of this book titled Frontiers in Chemical Science, Defense and National Security for Sustainable Development, and the Thanksgiving service held in your honor in celebrating your distinguished career and dedicated service to the nation. You, Professor Nwaedozie, is Distinguished Fellow of the Chemical Society of Nigeria, have over the years exemplified the highest ideals of the chemistry profession through your outstanding contribution to chemical education, research, national defense, scientific leadership, and human capital development. Your unwavering commitment to advancing chemistry as a strategic tool for national development has inspired generations of chemists, researchers, military personnel, and students. The publication of this important book is a remarkable intellectual legacy that further demonstrates your passion for applying chemical science to address contemporary challenges in defense, national security, sustainable development. It is our conviction that this scholarly book will serve as an invaluable reference for academics, policymakers, security professionals, researchers, and in general for everybody. As we celebrate the memorable milestone, we join your family, friends, colleagues, and well-wishers in thanking Almighty God for a life marked by excellence, impactful service, and remarkable achievement. The Chemical Society of Nigeria, your invaluable contribution to the advancement of chemistry in Nigeria, and wishes you many more years of good health, peace, fulfillment, and continued service to humanity. Congratulations on the successful launch of your book publication, and the best wishes as you celebrate this memorable Thanksgiving in recognition of your exemplary career and enduring contribution to chemistry and national development. Please accept our warm congratulations and the assurance of the President of Chemical Society of Nigeria. Yours faithfully, on behalf of all members of Chemical Society of Nigeria, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. At this point, we'll listen to one representative of students of the professor, one of the oldest students of the Department of Chemistry, in the person of Air Vice Marshal S. Olatunde, retired. Is he still here? You're welcome, sir.
Wow, madam. I didn't. The special guest of honor, Honorable Minister of Defense, my
unforgettable boss. Other members of the high table, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, impactful lecturing at the Nigerian Defense Academy demands special skills and attributes. It demands a lecturer with innovative and pragmatic approaches to keep cadets awake despite their compounded sleepless nights. A lecturer who is not quick to write off cadets academically despite their inadequacies. A lecturer who could look beyond what I call the academic non-performance of cadets generally, could look beyond that to the great potential embedded in each of the cadets and assist them to harness and optimize those potentials. A lecturer who is patient and does not flare off at any shortcomings of cadets. A lecturer who, beyond being a lecturer, is also a mentor, a father, and a guide. Professor J.M. Nwaedozie was an epitome of all these attributes and many more. Because since I knew him in year one at the department, we've been in contact, constant contact till this moment. No wonder he was able to produce several military scholars for the armed forces of Nigeria and the nation. This morning when the AOC Tactical Air Command saw me in the church, he said, again, from where? You know, he was very surprised that I came all the way from Lagos for this event. I have to come because, you know, I want to say a big thank you on behalf of chemistry cadets from 39 course. Even because I can't thank him on behalf of my seniors, I don't think it's proper. Because the Honorable Minister happened to be was once a chemistry cadet too. So on behalf of 39 regular course today, I wanted to say a big thank you to him and to congratulate him. And I thought that, look, there is no better occasion to do that but this event. That was why I came all the way from Lagos. So, Prof, thank you very much and congratulations. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. We appreciate that. Thank you, sir. I did announce earlier that there is a website dedicated to this event and the Fresh Rift generally. The Fresh Rift is also on Amazon for purchase. And if you go to the website, there are a series of tributes. There's still chances for you to post your tribute there. You will listen to the special, the celebrant's reminiscence of his experience in the NDA. Very touching and inspiring reminiscence. There are a lot of information you will get from the website. The QR code for the website is up there, for you can just scan and go into the website to see more tributes and drop your own tribute also for the special, the celebrant. At this point, we would not finish this event. Our time is fast spent, but we must listen to the special guest of honor. And before we invite the special guest of honor, I would humbly invite Squadron Leader P.U. Ori to give us the citation of the special guest of honor before he gives his remark. Squadron Leader Ori, sir.
Citation of General C.G. Musa, retired, Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic. Today, the Nigerian Defense Academy is deeply honored to welcome a national figure whose life and service reflects courage, discipline, intellectual depth, and unwavering patriotism. He is General Christopher Gwabin Musa, retired, Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic, and Honorable Minister of Defense of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is here in person as our special guest of honor for this important academic event. General Musa's journey of excellence began here at the Nigerian Defense Academy, where he was admitted on 21st September 1986 as a member of the 38th Regular Corps. From the outset, he distinguished himself as a cadet of exceptional promise, his record free of disciplinary infractions and marked by admirable conduct, diligence, and humility. He excelled in both academic and military training, participated actively in sports and the Academy Music Club, and earned the appointment of Cadet Last Corporal, a clear sign of his early leadership potential. Commissioned into the Infantry Corps on 21st September 1991, General Musa embarked on a remarkable military career defined by operational brilliance and strategic foresight. He served as platoon commander of 192 Battalion, pioneer adjutant of 195 Battalion, and operations officer under the United Nations mission in Sierra Leone. As commandant of the Nigerian Army, he modernized training through advanced simulations and counterinsurgency-focused approach. He later served as the pioneer executive director of the Nigerian Army Farms and Ranches Limited, commander of Sector 3 under Operation Lafia Dole, and commander of Sector 3 of the Multinational Joint Task Force in the Lake Chad Basin. His strategic insights led to his appointment as Director of Campaign Planning at the Army Headquarters, where he developed operational frameworks aligned with national security objectives. His leadership impact became more pronounced when he was appointed Theater Commander of the Joint Task Force in the Northeast under Operation Hadinkai. Under his command, coordinated offensives significantly degraded Boko Haram and Islamic State West African province capabilities, restoring government authority across previously contested territories. He later served as the commander of the Infantry Corps before his historic appointment as the 18th Chief of Defense Staff on 23 June 2023, a position he held with distinction until his graceful retirement on 31st October 2025. During this period, he also served as the chairman of the Economic Community of West African States Chief of Defense Staff. General Musa is a scholar of depth and discipline. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in chemistry, a diploma in defense and strategic studies, an advanced diploma in defense and security management from the International College of Defense Studies at the National Defense University in China. He also earned a master's degree in military science from the same institution. His professional military education spans Nigeria, China, and the United States, including the prestigious Combined Joint Land Component Task Force Commander's Course at the United States Army War College. His operational footprint covers numerous missions, including Operation Hadinkai, Operation Mesa, Operation Second Heaven, Operation Focus Relief, and Operation Hakuri. Others are Operation Safe Conduct, Operation Restore Hope, and Operation Last Hood, amongst others. General C.G. Musa's distinguished service has earned him an impressive array of national and military honors, and these include the Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic, the Armed Forces Medal, the Armed Forces Distinguished Star, the Nigerian Army Medal, and the Corps Medal of Honor. He also earned the Grand Service Star, the Distinguished Service Star, the Meritorious Service Star, the Forces Service Star, the Field Command Medal of Honor, the Chief of Army Staff Commendation Award, and numerous operational and training medals. His humanitarian leadership has also earned him prestigious civil awards, including the Colin Powell Meritorious Award for Soldiering, the Nelson Mandela Exemplary Leadership Award, the Battle Command Hero Leadership Award, among other multiple humanitarian and leadership recognitions. On 4th December 2025, General Musa was appointed Honorable Minister of Defense by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic. In this role, he has brought renewed clarity and strategic direction to Nigeria's defense sector. He has strengthened defense architecture through national committees on integrated border security, defense capital planning, and veterans' welfare. He has advanced intelligence-driven border surveillance, modernized defense policies, elevated veterans' welfare, enhanced operational readiness, expanded regional and international partnership. He also promoted indigenous defense innovation and improved maritime security. Today, as we unveil Professor Nwaedozie's scholarly work titled Frontiers in Chemical Science, Defense and National Security for Sustainable Development, it is profoundly appropriate that our special guest of honor is a leader whose career stands at the intersection of science, defense strategy, and national security. General C.G. Musa's academic grounding in chemistry, combined with his operational and strategic experience, embodies the very essence of this book. His presence enriches this academic occasion, inspires the next generation of officers and scholars, and reinforces the Nigerian Defense Academy's commitment to advancing knowledge that strengthens the national resilience. General Musa is married to Mrs. Ogolo Lillian Musa, and they are blessed with 4 children. In addition to physical activities that General Musa engages at his leisure, he is known for his humility, warmth, and passion for mentoring young leaders. He remains admired not only for his command achievements, but also for his humanity and moral strength. Distinguished strategic and operational military leaders and scholars, I have the honor and privilege to present to you this afternoon General Christopher Gwabin Musa, retired, Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic, and Honorable Minister of Defense, a visionary reformer, a guardian of national sovereignty, and truly a military iconic leader, joining us today as special guest of honor for this historic academic event.
Thank you very much. Most times when they're reading these citations, I used to wonder if they are talking about me. The chairman of the occasion, my brother, my friend, Major General A.K. Ibrahim, retired former commandant, Nigerian Defense Academy. If I mention Major General I.M. Yusuf here, you know, sometimes he saw me sitting down next to General A.K. Ibrahim, and he would say, Moga people have come again. Because while in the academy, while at the academy, Mogadishu was a thorn in their flesh. Major General I.M. Yusuf, we appreciate you. Thank you for your leadership too, and other commandants that are here. The Academy Provost, our celebrants, Professor J.M. Nwaedozie, distinguished officers, members of the Academia Community, Nigerian Defense Academy, distinguished invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you know, sometimes when you are speaking last, sometimes you really wonder what you have to say more, because everything that is supposed to be said has been said. But I think one thing I will just summarize is that all they've said about him, I'm a standing example of what he has done. As second timers, as confused as we were, and you can imagine reading chemistry, you can imagine both confusion on both sides. But he has been somebody who has helped us, he has shaped us into the ability to handle both sides. And I can tell you, if not for him, probably would have left chemistry, because at one time it was really very difficult. But like it was mentioned, he's somebody who is very passionate. He knows how to mentor people, how to encourage you. And he was never, you can never see him stressed. He has a way of bringing you and making you understand that, look, these things can be achieved. And with dedication and commitment, things can be done. And I really, really want to appreciate you. I want to say a very big congratulations, sir. He is one lecturer that we have gone through, with somebody I've kept in contact with since I left academy till date. And it's because of his fatherly figure. You know, people used to say I listen quite very well, but he is somebody who I know that listens quite very well. He encourages you no matter the situation and makes very difficult situations look very simple, and will ever remain grateful. And God will continue to bless you. It is a privilege to join the distinguished gathering